What's up, YouTube? I'm headed off to a place called the Office Lounge in Athens, Georgia tonight. I'm in a band called SMAC. We play rock covers, anything from like late 60s Beatles kind of stuff up through like hard rock, metal, Alice in Chains, Metallica, different stuff. Depends on the crowd, depends on who we're playing for. I was thinking about an idea that I had about a stage setup, like actually filming me setting up a stage. And I have no idea if that's interesting or not. I was thinking that I would set it up, film it, and then go through and maybe voiceover and explain the reason I set it up the way I set it up. And then might get into a discussion of the gear that I use, or just plain, this is how I set up my stuff. And if you like what you see tonight, give me a thumbs up, maybe subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. And if you have any questions about my stage setup and you want to discuss it further, leave me a comment and we'll see you soon. Okay, so here I am in the studio, and I figured I would walk you through the stage setup. I apologize for the lighting the other night. It was a little dark, and so I didn't have as much light as I would like. First things first, I'm bringing up my cabinet. I have a 412 Marshall 1960 AV cab. It's got greenback 25-watt Celestions in it. It's a really nice cab. I'm getting my head up there of an EVH, and I'm actually setting up my microphone stands. I set up two microphone stands, one tall one and one short one. And that is so that I can do the microphone, and then I can, off to the side, have an iPad. I have an iPad that I use for lyrics and song lists and things like that. So next, the sound man threw a cable across the stage. That's not something that I am a fan of, and so here in a second you'll see that I ask him to put it behind all of our amplifiers. Oh, there we go. Oh, problem here. Please put the cable behind the amps and the drums so I don't have to step on it all night. Next you're gonna see I actually take my cell phone flashlight and put it up on my speaker cabinet and aim the microphone just off axis, meaning not right at the speaker cone but just to the right of it, so it's not so shrill coming through the PA. And so I get my microphone set just right. Here I am setting up my pedal board. I actually set up my pedal board really close to the mic, where the wah pedal, which you can see is on the left side of my pedal board, is right underneath the microphone. And that way when I'm singing, if I got to go to a solo real quick, I can actually go right to it, and I enjoy that. Also, to the right of my pedal board, you'll see a little pedal that is off of the board. That's my wireless pedal, actually. I actually use a wireless system at most shows, but some shows I don't, so I don't include the pedal on the board. And there I am plugging it in with a patch cable. So next I'm getting my guitars out, kind of getting them ready to go. You're gonna see, I paused the video here. That's the Tele that I did the review on. I love this Telecaster for the type of music that we play in this band. And so I'm primarily gonna play this, actually I played this guitar all night. I had another Tele that I brought with me that's my Tele Plus Deluxe. That is an awesome guitar, but I only have it in this case as a backup, and there I am showing the that one off. It's hard to see, it's at the top of the screen, but anyways, I use the Teles and the SMAC cover band because they are awesome instruments. I'm checking all the power on my pedal board, just making sure everything comes on, making sure there are no issues, and I'm using a cable that is has three different cables. It's like a little mix cable. I've got them right here. I've got three labels, 1, 2, and 3 with the tape. And you'll see here in a second that I sort of show off on stage that I put these in specific places. The first label goes directly into the amp. So it goes into the tuner, into the wah pedal, and then I go directly into the front of the amp. The 2 and the 3 here signify the send and return on the EVH 5150. There's an effects loop, and your delays and reverbs and some of your effects sound actually better through the effects loop. So I actually run 3 cables to the amp, 2 go in the back and 1 goes in the front. And there I am. I paused the video for just a second to show that I put those cables in specific places. The 3, the 2, and then the 1 goes directly in. So next I actually flatten the cables out on stage, because I just told you I don't like cables on stage. And I flatten them out, and what I'll do is you'll see me grab some tape and actually tape them down, because actually a lot of people are going to walk across there throughout the night. And so if I've got to have cables across the stage, not directly across where I'm going to stand like that other one was, but I like to tape them down. So anyways, here I'm getting my iPad. I actually use an app called Setlist, which is really cool. You can load a lot of different songs and lists and have your lyrics loaded, which is really cool. And I like to put it just to the side of the microphone stand. I just don't like it directly in front of me where I'm looking down at the fans and then they're like looking up at an iPad. So I like to put it just to the side, which is kind of the same thing, but whatever. So here I am tuning up. I put my wireless pack in my pocket basically, and I'm tuning up, and here we go. I'm actually going to test out the tone, make sure I've got good tone. Here in a minute you'll see me run through all of the effects and make sure that everything is working on my pedal board. Lots of times when I get into a new room, I've never been in this room before, so lots of times when I get in a new room I actually take the amp and put it through a number of different sound tests. I change channels between the second channel and the third channel, and I just kind of see how the room is responding to the tone. And sometimes I have to adjust a resonance control that's on the back of the amp for like a little less bass or a little more bass, just to get the fullness. And then sometimes I go through and I'll test delays and reverbs, and that's what I'm doing right now, is just going through and testing all the different effects. So I do all of this because when we start playing, I'm actually not going to have time to really troubleshoot anything. So as long as I can get all of this set before we start playing, we'll have a good show. And the tone will be great, and the better the tone is, the better that I'll play, because you as a musician, you kind of get in that zone and really feel that out. That's my drummer back there, Mr. Jason Nix. He's kind of getting warmed up, and I'm about done with this whole effort. And let's see here. Yep, and that's about it. There's the metal horns, and so we're done. So thanks for tuning in. And checking out my stage setup. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If I'm doing something wrong and I need to correct it, let me know. And until then, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.